I think I'm not the only one who sometimes gets the impression that the author of Harry Potter has confused not only her fans, but also herself in some aspects. As you may have guessed, this is about the wands and how their allegiance actually works. So, let's try to figure out this complicated issue together. Enjoy the read. This topic is quite significant because, in essence, Harry was able to defeat Voldemort largely because he unexpectedly became the master of the unbeatable Elder Wand, which refused to kill him. But to understand how this happened, we need to start with the basics. Number 1. Where to get a wand. So from the Philosopher's Stone, we learned that a wand chooses its own master. Later, it was mentioned multiple times that these magical objects possess their own will and even character. Moreover, from the first book, we are clearly told that a wizard using someone else's wand will never reach their full potential. This little remark plays a significant role later. Quote, "Every Ollivander wand is unique, just as there are no two identical unicorns, dragons, or phoenixes. And of course, you will never get good results with another wizard's wand." Mr. Ollivander, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. However, a wizard does not necessarily have to go through the tedious process of selection and wait for a wand to choose them. There are other ways. For example, Ollivander once made new wands specifically for Peter Pettigrew and Luna Lovegood. And, surprisingly, they worked perfectly. It seems Ollivander used his knowledge of the wands that had previously chosen these wizards to create the most suitable tools that wouldn't reject them. In other words, crafting a wand specifically for a child who just entered Hogwarts is unlikely to work on the first try. Quote, "That morning, Mr. Ollivander sent Luna a new wand. She was trying it out in the backyard in the setting sun. Dean watched her gloomily. His wand had been taken by the Snatchers. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. These wands were in no way inferior to those that chose wizards in the traditional manner. We can indirectly judge this by the behavior of the artifact taken from Peter Pettigrew. It truly recognized him as its master, because after Ron forcefully took the wand from Wormtail, it changed its allegiance. That is, it previously obeyed Peter. Unlike Harry, who struggled with the Hawthorn wand, and Hermione, who couldn't control Bellatrix's wand since these wands didn't belong to them, Ron never complained about such problems. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. Quote, "Chestnut and dragon heartstring, 9¼ inches, brittle. I was forced to make it shortly after being kidnapped for Peter Pettigrew. Yes, if you took it by force, it will obey you more willingly than any other wand." Mr. Ollivander to Ron, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Moreover, this valuable artifact can be inherited. For instance, Neville used his father's old wand for 5 years until it broke during the Battle of the Department of Mysteries. And Ron inherited his older brother Charlie's wand at age 11, which broke in the Chamber of Secrets. He only acquired his own wand 2 years after entering Hogwarts. I must admit, this is one of the most dubious methods, because no one can guarantee that the artifact will recognize the new owner. Even if a wizard successfully uses such a wand, they are unlikely to reach their full potential. It's no wonder there's a common belief among fans that Neville had long-standing problems with magic due to an unsuitable wand. And the last method, which we have already briefly touched on, is to take someone else's wand and make it your own. This is the most interesting. Number 2. Shaky allegiance. The allegiance of wands is governed by subtle laws, which even recognized masters of the craft have not fully understood, but if we skip the details, it can be summarized as the wand of the conquered yields to the victor. Let's use this information for now. Quote, "Hawthorn and unicorn hair, exactly 10 inches, reasonably supple. This was Draco Malfoy's wand." "Was?" repeated Harry. "But it's still his, isn't it?" I don't think so. If you took it by force. Yes, I did. Then it's most likely yours now. Of course, how the wand passed from hand to hand matters. Much also depends on the wand itself. But in general, a wand taken in battle faithfully serves the new owner. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. That is, if you take a wand in battle, it changes its allegiance and will obey the victor as well as it did its original owner. At first glance, this condition seems simple, understandable, and logical. However, if you pay attention to the details, it's not so straightforward. Still, I must admit that Rowling acted wisely by adding a note of uncertainty to Ollivander's words and deciding not to reveal all the details. Since this topic is complex even for a master, it is even more so for readers. But let's try to understand it. We know for certain that Ron managed to subdue Peter Pettigrew's wand, and it wasn't about a victory. He and Harry simply overpowered Wormtail and forcibly took the wand from his hands. Quote, "Hand that over," Ron muttered, snatching the wand from Pettigrew's other hand. Disarmed, helpless, Pettigrew stared with wide, terrified eyes. His gaze was not on Harry's face, but somewhere off to the side. The fingers of his silver hand inched closer to his own throat. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Harry obtained Draco's wand, along with the Elder Wand as a bonus, in a similar manner. Malfoy didn't put up much resistance, and probably didn't even immediately understand what had just happened, judging by the book's text. Quote, "Ron was pulling Hermione out from under the rubble, and Harry decided to take a chance. He leaped over an armchair and snatched 3 wands from Draco's hand. He pointed all 3 at Greyback and shouted, 'Stupefy!' The triple spell was so powerful that it lifted the werewolf off his feet, flung him up to the ceiling, and then with a crash threw him to the floor. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. As we can see, taking another wizard's wand isn't that difficult. The conditions do not require an honest duel or even a victory as such. It seems that simply wrenching the wand from the wizard's hand and running away is enough. And this is where the complexities begin. Number 3. Be serious. Throughout the 7 books, wands frequently change hands. However, until the Deathly Hallows, the topic of their allegiance was barely touched upon. And that's a good thing. Otherwise, fans would have surely gotten lost in all these wand-owner relationships. But don't worry, I'm ready to correct this oversight and confuse you. In The Goblet of Fire, Barty Crouch stole Harry's wand right out of his pocket. This happened at the Quidditch World Cup. Did he become its new master? Considering the ease with which Draco's or Peter's wands changed their allegiance, I wouldn't be surprised, but probably not, because it was a simple theft. Harry didn't even immediately notice that his wand was gone. There was no struggle, and this is the only thing that matters to us for now. Quote, "I found myself in the crowd in the middle of the match and saw a wand sticking out of the pocket of the boy in front of me. I hadn't been allowed a wand since my incarceration in Azkaban. I stole it. Winky didn't know. Winky is afraid of heights. She had her face covered." Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. However, this doesn't negate the fact that wands switch their allegiance incredibly easily. If you think about it, this means that a good half of Hogwarts could easily use each other's wands. At least the members of the DA could, since they practiced Expelliarmus, repeatedly disarming each other. Once, even Neville managed to snatch a wand from Harry. This is pure chaos, in which it is nearly impossible to track the connection between artifacts and their owners. However, that is if we only consider the books. In one of her interviews, Rowling clarified that practice duels and friendly matches don't count. When a wand is truly won in an adult duel, it loses its allegiance to its former owner. This little clarification simplifies things a lot. It turns out that not only victory, but serious intentions matter. This means that after losing a practice duel, a wand won't change its allegiance. However, some situations require additional explanations. Number 4. Master and Master. In The Prisoner of Azkaban, Sirius disarmed Harry, Ron, and Hermione. This situation was far from a friendly duel. Though Black didn't want to harm the children, his intention to disarm them was quite serious. The children themselves perceived the situation as a real danger. Incidentally, Lupin did the same thing shortly afterward. Quote, "Expelliarmus!" he croaked, pointing Ron's wand at the friends. Harry's and Hermione's wands shot out of their hands and soared to Black. Without taking his eyes off Harry, he came closer. "Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban." So, did all 3 wands recognize Sirius as their new master? It looks like it. However, we need to refer back to that interview with Rowling, where she also explained that even if you were disarmed or lost a duel with your wand, it still retains a close bond with you and doesn't surrender easily. That means unless your wand is taken as a trophy, it remains loyal to you despite everything. It doesn't recognize a new master easily. We'll discuss exceptions later. Additionally, it's likely that the original owner still has a chance to reclaim their artifact. The wand probably always remembers the wizard it once chose. We can see this with the Death Eaters who escaped from Azkaban. Their wands likely recognized their former masters even after years of separation, though most were probably taken by auras in battle. So, even if Draco's wand immediately recognized Harry as its new master, if it returned to Malfoy's hands, it would likely serve him faithfully too. Does this mean a wand can have 2 masters, the original and the current? It seems so. By the way, in the film, Ollivander hears the wand's voice and understands it no longer belongs to Malfoy, which breaks our theory somewhat. But in the book, this doesn't happen. The Master just assumes that if the wand ended up with Potter, it was taken in battle, and thus its allegiance should have changed. Number 5. Complicated questions. Let's consider a couple of ambiguous moments that could be used as situational tasks for Hogwarts students if they studied the properties of wands in detail. Quote, "Ron burst into the room. Bellatrix looked around in astonishment and pointed her wand at Ron. Expelliarmus! He bellowed, aiming Pettigrew's wand at Bellatrix. Her wand shot out of her hand and flew straight into Harry's hand. He had followed Ron into the room. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. So Ron disarmed Bellatrix, but the wand flew into Harry's hand. To whom should it now belong? A tough question. It was undoubtedly taken in a fair, serious battle and carried off as a trophy. But unfortunately, the book doesn't say how Ron and Harry managed with it. We only know that Hermione couldn't control this wand, which isn't surprising. Here's another interesting moment. Harry snatched 3 wands from Draco's hand at once, his own, Peter Pettigrew's, and Bellatrix's. Does this mean they all started obeying Harry from that moment? Quote, Ron was pulling Hermione out from under the rubble, and Harry decided to take a chance. He leaped over an armchair and snatched 3 wands from Draco's hand. He pointed all 3 at Greyback and shouted, "Stupefy!" The triple spell was so powerful that it lifted the werewolf off his feet, flung him up to the ceiling, and then with a crash threw him to the floor. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. However, we know Pettigrew's wand recognized Ron, not Harry, as its master. Let's follow its path. First, Ron took the wand from Peter, then it was taken by Malfoy, and then it ended up with Potter. The transition from hand to hand against the owner's will is usually enough for the wand to change its allegiance. So why does the artifact obey Ron? Does this mean all 3 are the wand's masters? And it will willingly obey any of them? Or did the wand somehow ignore this whole chain and only remember that Ron took it from Peter Pettigrew? It's unclear. Number 6. The Elder Wand. You've probably noticed that I've avoided the topic of the Elder Wand until now. That's because its behavior could seriously confuse the already complex narrative. The first thing that stands out is that Draco never took the Elder Wand in battle. Quote, "Expelliarmus." Harry's entire body froze, turned to stone. He felt himself fall back against the wall, unable to move or speak. He couldn't understand what had happened. Expelliarmus wasn't a freezing charm. But then, by the light of the dark mark, he saw Dumbledore's wand flying over the battlements, and he understood. Dumbledore had immobilized him non-verbally, and the second it took to cast the spell had cost the old wizard the chance to defend himself. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince? Yes, Draco disarmed Dumbledore, but the wand itself wasn't taken. It just flew off the tower. That is, it wasn't taken as a trophy, and as we know, even if you were disarmed or lost a duel with your wand, it still retains a close bond with you and doesn't surrender easily. The same goes for Grigorovich's memories. Grindelwald didn't take the Elder Wand in battle, but simply stole it from the Master's room, casting a harmless, stunning spell on him. Quote, "Grigorovich burst into the room at the end of the corridor, and his lantern illuminated it. It looked like a workshop. Wood shavings and gold glinted in the puddle of light, and crouching on the window-sill like an enormous bird was a young man with golden hair. For a fraction of a second, while the light fell on him, Harry saw a delighted, triumphant expression on the man's face. Then the intruder shot a stunning spell at Grigorovich, laughed, and jumped backward out of the window. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. This seems like a glaring inconsistency, not fitting the overall concept because, as far as I can tell, neither Draco nor Grindelwald should have become masters of the Elder Wand. But the wand recognized them both for some reason. Now, let's remember how Crouch borrowed Harry's wand, or how Harry once picked up Hermione's wand off the floor and gave it to Neville. In those moments, did they also change owners? These two examples completely break everything we knew about the allegiance of wands up to this point. And about the Elder Wand too, honestly, which is why Rowling had to give her explanation. The Elder Wand knows no loyalty except to strength. It will only go where power is. If you win, you become its master. This means that, unlike most wands, the Elder Wand doesn't stay loyal to its previous owners. To gain control of the Elder Wand, it's enough to simply defeat its owner. Taking the wand itself is not necessary. The unbeatable artifact will obey someone only as long as they don't lose. Overall, this is a plausible explanation that doesn't contradict the events described in the books. Grindelwald defeated Grigorovich by stunning him. Dumbledore defeated Grindelwald. Draco disarmed Dumbledore. And Harry took not only 3 wands from Draco, but also earned the Elder Wand's allegiance through a simple victory. This likely wouldn't work with any other wand, but the Elder Wand, which doesn't stay loyal and recognizes only strength, is a different story. Quote, "You're too late," said Harry. "You've missed your chance. I got there ahead of you. I overpowered Draco weeks ago and took this wand from him." Harry twitched the hawthorn wand, and he felt the eyes of everyone in the great hall upon it. "So it all comes down to this, doesn't it?" whispered Harry. "Does the Elder Wand know that its last master was disarmed? Because if it does, then I am the true master of the Elder Wand." Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Harry, of course, exaggerated a bit with the disarming charm since he simply snatched the wand from Draco's hand. However, this is just a translation error. In the original, Potter says that Draco was disarmed. There's no mention of a charm, but everything else fits into the concept expressed by Rowling. By the time she wrote the script for Fantastic Beasts, Rowling likely forgot about this feature of the Elder Wand, because at the end of the film, Grindelwald is defeated by Newt Scamander and Tina Goldstein. So, the new master of the Elder Wand should probably have been Tina, who disarmed the Dark Wizard. However, this didn't happen. but I'm not sure if fantastic beasts should be considered part of the main canon, given the many inconsistencies in it. Wands indeed choose the wizards they will serve. Their allegiance is influenced by many factors. The wand's character, which largely depends on the materials it's made from and the circumstances under which it was taken, both play a role. Additionally, there are exceptional artifacts that do not follow the general rules. Rowling acted wisely by deciding not to reveal all the details to the readers. However, despite the idea of wands changing hands being described simply and clearly, there were some blunders that stand out on a second read. Exploring the properties and loyalty of magical wands inevitably brings us to the stories of their famous owners. Let's examine some of the most renowned wands in the wizarding world and discover the adventures associated with them. Number 1. The Elder Wand. One of the most famous and legendary wands in the history of magic is the Elder Wand. Its story begins with an ancient legend about death and the three Peverell brothers. This wand, being the most powerful of all, has travelled a long and bloody path through the centuries, changing owners in the struggle for power and might. According to the tale, the three Peverell brothers once crossed a dangerous river using magic. Death, displeased that they had cheated her, offered each brother a wish. Antioch Peverell, the eldest brother, desired the most powerful wand that would always bring him victory in duels. Death made the wand from an elder tree branch that stood by the river. The legend of the three brothers, as told in The Tales of Beadle the Bard, recounts how each brother received a magical artifact from Death. The Elder Wand, also known as the Wand of Destiny or the Death Stick, was from its inception soaked in blood and violence. Its creation was intertwined with deceit and death, setting the stage for its future fate. Antioch Peverell became the first owner of the Elder Wand. Confident in his invincibility, he often boasted about his powerful wand. However, his pride led to his downfall. Soon, another wizard, desiring the Elder Wand, killed him. Thus began the wand's bloody history, marked by violence and betrayal as it passed from hand to hand. Antioch was obsessed with demonstrating his strength and superiority, which led to his demise. In a tavern, he boasted about his new wand, which caught the attention of envious wizards. Shortly thereafter, he was found dead, and the Elder Wand disappeared with his killer. This cycle of violence and betrayal became an integral part of the wand's history. Many years and numerous owners later, the wand found its way to Gellert Grindelwald, one of the darkest wizards of his time. Grindelwald stole the wand from the great wandmaker Gregorovitch and used it in his dark deeds. His power and cruelty made him one of the most feared opponents the wizarding world had ever known. Gellert Grindelwald was a talented and ambitious wizard who sought to establish wizard supremacy over muggles. He learned of the Elder Wand's existence and decided that with it he could realize his grand plans. Grindelwald attacked Gregorovitch and, after stunning him, stole the wand. With this powerful artifact, he began his ascent to power, orchestrating brutal repressions against his enemies and consolidating his influence. In 1945, a legendary duel took place between Albus Dumbledore and Gellert Grindelwald, in which Dumbledore triumphed and claimed the Elder Wand. Under his control, the wand became a symbol of wisdom and strength, but unfortunately, Dumbledore could not safeguard it from his tragic fate. After Dumbledore's death, the wand passed to Draco Malfoy, who unintentionally disarmed the old wizard shortly before his death. The duel between Dumbledore and Grindelwald marked a turning point in the history of the magical world. The battle was epic and lasted several hours, attracting the attention of wizards worldwide. Dumbledore, victorious in this clash, became the new owner of the Elder Wand. With its power, he was able to maintain peace and order despite numerous threats. However, Dumbledore understood the dangers associated with such a powerful wand. He tried to use its power solely for good and resisted the temptation to use it for personal gain. Before his death, he devised a complex plan to prevent the wand from falling into Voldemort's hands. Unfortunately, the plan did not work entirely, and the wand ended up in Draco Malfoy's hands when he disarmed Dumbledore on the astronomy tower. Harry Potter became the last known owner of the Elder Wand after disarming Draco Malfoy at Malfoy Manor. In the final battle with Voldemort, thanks to the wand's loyalty, Harry was able to defeat the Dark Lord. After his victory, Harry decided that such a powerful and dangerous wand should not exist, and he returned it to Dumbledore's grave, hoping it would never be used again. Upon becoming the owner of the Elder Wand, Harry felt its immense power. However, he also realized that such power could lead to new conflicts and suffering. In the final battle for Hogwarts, when Voldemort used the wand against Harry, it refused to obey its new master because Harry was its true owner. This loyalty played a crucial role in Harry's victory over the Dark Lord. After the battle, Harry decided that the Elder Wand should be either destroyed or securely hidden. He returned it to Dumbledore's grave to ensure that no one could wield its power in the future. Thus the wand, which had passed through many hands and caused numerous deaths, finally found peace. The story of the Elder Wand is one of ambition, betrayal, and power. It illustrates how a powerful artifact can alter the destinies of many individuals, and serves as a reminder that true strength lies not in power, but in the ability to use it wisely and responsibly. Number 2. Harry Potter's Wand. Harry Potter's wand is also one of the most famous in the wizarding world. It accompanied him through all his adventures and trials, becoming a symbol of his strength and courage. This wand played a crucial role in the fate of the young wizard and his fight against the dark forces. Harry's wand was made of holly and contained a phoenix feather. Holly symbolizes protection and resistance, which perfectly suited Harry's character. The phoenix feather gave the wand unique magical properties and power. This feather was given to the wand-maker Ollivander by a phoenix named Fawkes, who belonged to Albus Dumbledore. An interesting fact is that only 2 wands were made with feathers from Fawkes, the other belonging to Voldemort. Harry first visited Ollivander's shop at the age of 11 when preparing for his first year at Hogwarts. After numerous unsuccessful attempts to find a suitable wand, Ollivander finally handed Harry a wand made of holly with a phoenix feather. Upon their first contact, a magical light filled the room, and Ollivander realized that this wand had chosen Harry as its owner. This moment was pivotal for the young wizard, as the wand foretold his future and his battle with the Dark Lord. This wand proved to be extremely powerful and obedient. It helped Harry in many difficult situations, providing him with protection and strength. Thanks to his wand, Harry mastered many complex spells and stood firm against the dark forces. It became his loyal companion in the most dangerous adventures and always supported him in difficult moments. Harry's wand played an important role in key events, such as his duel with Voldemort in the graveyard during the Goblet of Fire, the battle at the Ministry of Magic, and the final battle for Hogwarts. Its unique connection with Voldemort's wand allowed Harry to repeatedly emerge victorious in his confrontations with the Dark Lord. One of the most significant events involving Harry's wand was his duel with Voldemort in the graveyard during the Goblet of Fire. When Voldemort used the Avada Kedavra curse and Harry used Expelliarmus, the phenomenon known as priori incantatem occurred. This phenomenon happened because both wands contained feathers from the same phoenix, creating a magical link between them. This allowed Harry to temporarily escape Voldemort's attack and see the spirits of his deceased parents and other victims of Voldemort who helped him escape. Harry's wand also played a crucial role in the battle at the Ministry of Magic when he and his friends faced Death Eaters. During this battle, Harry demonstrated his strength and magical prowess, protecting his friends and fighting against the dark forces. His wand became a symbol of hope and resistance for all those who fought against Voldemort. The final battle for Hogwarts was another significant event in Harry's life and his wand's history. During this battle, Harry confronted Voldemort face to face. Their duel was the climax of the entire story. When Voldemort used the Elder Wand against Harry, it refused to obey its new master, as Harry was the true owner of the wand. This loyalty played a crucial role in Harry's victory over the Dark Lord. Harry's wand also significantly influenced his magical abilities. It helped him not only in duels, but also in his studies. With its help, Harry mastered many complex spells, including the Patronus charm, which protected him from Dementors. The wand was always ready to support its owner and assist him in the most challenging situations. Becoming the owner of the Elder Wand, Harry felt its immense power. However, he also understood that such power could cause new conflicts and suffering. In the final battle for Hogwarts, when Voldemort used the wand against Harry, it refused to obey its new master, as Harry was the true owner of the wand. This loyalty played a crucial role in Harry's victory over the Dark Lord. After the battle, Harry decided that the Elder Wand should be either destroyed or securely hidden. He returned it to Dumbledore's grave to ensure that no one could wield its power in the future. Thus, the wand, which had passed through many hands and caused numerous deaths, finally found peace. The story of Harry Potter's wand shows how important the bond between a wizard and his wand is. It symbolizes not only magical power, but also resilience, courage, and loyalty. Harry's wand became an integral part of his life and helped him become the hero who defeated the dark forces and brought peace to the magical world. Number 3. Voldemort's wand. Voldemort's wand, belonging to one of the most powerful and sinister wizards of all time, holds a special place in the history of magic. It not only served its master in his rise to power, but also symbolized his immense cruelty and ambition. With this wand, Voldemort committed numerous horrific deeds, leaving an indelible mark on the wizarding world. Voldemort's wand was made of yew and contained a phoenix feather. This phoenix, named Fawkes, belonged to Albus Dumbledore, creating a unique magical connection between Voldemort's and Harry Potter's wands. Yew symbolizes death and rebirth, fitting perfectly with the Dark Lord's pursuit of immortality and ultimate power. The wand was crafted by the famous wandmaker Garrick Ollivander. When young Tom Riddle first visited Ollivander's shop at the age of 11, he was already a gifted and ambitious wizard. Ollivander immediately sensed the extraordinary power and dark aura emanating from Riddle. When the yew wand with the phoenix feather was handed to Tom, a bond was instantly established between them. Ollivander noted that this wand possessed powerful and dangerous magic, foreshadowing the dark times ahead. The wand accompanied Voldemort throughout his rise to power. With it, he performed dark rituals, murdered his enemies, and commanded his followers. It became a symbol of fear and authority, shrouding Voldemort. Tom Riddle's transformation into Voldemort was marked by numerous crimes and acts of cruelty, many of which were committed with the help of his wand. One of Voldemort's first significant crimes was the murder of his father and the Riddle family. Using the wand, he committed this heinous act, completely eradicating his Muggle relatives. This murder not only solidified his resolve to achieve his goals, but also demonstrated his ruthlessness and cruelty. Voldemort's wand was involved in many significant duels. One of the most notable was his duel with Albus Dumbledore at the Ministry of Magic. This battle showcased the full power of both wizards and demonstrated what Voldemort's wand could do in the hands of such a formidable sorcerer. Although Dumbledore managed to defeat him, Voldemort's wand remained undefeated and continued to serve its master. However, the most important and fateful confrontation was Voldemort's duel with Harry Potter. Their first significant clash occurred in the graveyard during the Goblet of Fire, when Voldemort used his wand against Harry. At that moment, the phenomenon known as priori incantatem occurred, caused by both wands containing feathers from the same phoenix. This event allowed Harry to temporarily escape Voldemort's attack and survive. In the final battle for Hogwarts, Voldemort's wand once again played a crucial role. Voldemort, hoping to defeat Harry and establish his dominion over the magical world, used his wand, unaware that it had already lost its loyalty. The true master of the wand, through a series of intricate events, became Harry Potter. When Voldemort attempted to kill Harry, the wand refused to obey, leading to the Dark Lord's demise. This event marked the climax of the story, symbolizing the victory of good over evil. The final battle for Hogwarts was the decisive moment for Voldemort's wand. After the Dark Lord's death, the wand was destroyed, symbolizing the end of his reign and the beginning of a new era in the magical world. Voldemort, who sought immortality and absolute power, was defeated, and his wand, which had been the instrument of many atrocities, met its end along with him. Voldemort's wand also played a significant role in his relationships with other wizards and Death Eaters. It was a symbol of his dominance and authority, and every Death Eater knew that Voldemort's wand brought death and destruction. With it, he controlled his followers, instilling fear with his power and ruthlessness. This wand became an inseparable part of his identity and the embodiment of his dark ambitions. The story of Voldemort's wand demonstrates the importance of the bond between a wizard and his wand. It symbolizes not only magical power, but also dark ambitions, cruelty, and the quest for power. Voldemort's wand became an instrument of evil in the hands of one of the most feared wizards in history, and played a key role in his rise and fall. The destruction of Voldemort's wand marked the end of his era and the beginning of a new time for the magical world. Its story serves as a reminder that true power lies not in magical prowess, but in the ability to use it for good and protection. Voldemort, who sought immortality and absolute power, was defeated, and his wand, which had been the instrument of many atrocities, met its end along with him. Number 4. Hermione Granger's wand. Hermione Granger's wand, belonging to one of the most talented and intelligent witches of her time, is also a significant artifact in the world of magic. This wand accompanied Hermione through all her adventures and trials, becoming an inseparable part of her magical journey and a crucial tool in the fight against dark forces. Hermione's wand was made of vine wood and contained a dragon heartstring. Vine symbolizes rebirth, flexibility, and the pursuit of knowledge, perfectly matching Hermione's character. The dragon heartstring gave the wand power and strength, making it an ideal instrument for complex spells and magical manipulations. This combination of materials created a wand that was both powerful and incredibly responsive, capable of performing the most intricate spells. Like her friends, Hermione received her wand at Ollivander's shop before her first year at Hogwarts. The process of choosing the wand was unique and memorable. After several attempts to find the right wand, Ollivander handed Hermione a wand made of vine with a dragon heartstring. Upon their first contact, Hermione felt an immediate connection, and the wand became her loyal companion for many years. Hermione's wand had a significant impact on her magical abilities and helped her achieve outstanding academic success. Thanks to her wand, Hermione quickly mastered numerous complex spells and became one of the top students at Hogwarts. She used her wand for spellcasting, creating protective charms, and conducting complex magical research. The wand was her trusted assistant in achieving goals and solving problems she encountered. One of the first major tasks where Hermione's wand played a key role was rescuing Sirius Black. With its help, Hermione created powerful spells that helped her and her friends overcome numerous obstacles and save their friend. This event showcased her exceptional magical abilities and highlighted the importance of her wand in completing complex magical tasks. During the quest for Horcruxes, Hermione's wand was invaluable. She created protective charms around their tent, helping protect her friends from Death Eater attacks. Her wand was also used to create complex magical traps and protective barriers, saving the lives of many members of the Order of the Phoenix and their allies. Hermione also used her wand to create spells that helped her in the most challenging situations. For example, the spell Finite Incantatem was her trusted tool for breaking dark spells and curses cast by enemies. She also created many other useful spells that helped her and her friends in their fight against Voldemort and his followers. Hermione's wand played a crucial role in the final battle for Hogwarts. She fought alongside her friends, using her wand to create powerful defensive and offensive spells. Her magical abilities and knowledge were pivotal in defeating the dark forces. Hermione used her wand to protect her friends and allies and to attack enemies, demonstrating her outstanding magical skills and strategic thinking. After the war, Hermione's wand continued to be her loyal companion. She used it in her work at the Ministry of Magic, where she continued to fight for the rights of Muggles and magical creatures. The wand helped her in her research and the creation of new magical laws and spells aimed at improving life in the magical world. Hermione's wand also played a significant role in her personal life. She used it to create protective charms and spells in her home and for raising her children. The wand became a symbol of her strength, wisdom, and dedication to her loved ones and friends. The story of Hermione Granger's wand demonstrates the importance of the bond between a wizard and their wand. It symbolizes not only magical power, but also the pursuit of knowledge, resilience, and loyalty. Hermione's wand became an integral part of her life and helped her become one of the greatest witches of her time. Number 5. Draco Malfoy's wand. Draco Malfoy's wand, one of the key characters in the Harry Potter series, plays an important role in his story. This artifact, like the wands of other heroes, symbolizes magical power and the personal qualities of its owner. In Draco's case, the wand reflects his complex character, inner conflicts, and development throughout the saga. Draco's wand was made of hawthorn and contained a unicorn hair. Hawthorn symbolizes protection and strength, corresponding to his role as the heir of the powerful Malfoy family. The unicorn hair gave the wand stability and purity, somewhat contradicting Draco's dark inclinations, but also pointing to his inner conflicts and potential for redemption. Draco received his wand at Ollivander's shop before his first year at Hogwarts. The process of choosing the wand was significant for the young wizard. When the hawthorn wand with unicorn hair chose him, it became a symbol of his future path, full of trials and inner contradictions. Ollivander noted that Draco's wand had a strong character, matching the nature of its owner. Draco's wand accompanied him through many significant events and duels. One of the first such duels was his confrontation with Harry Potter in their second year, when the rivalry between them was just beginning. Subsequently, the wand helped Draco in various magical duels and situations, proving its loyalty and power. In his 6th year at Hogwarts, Draco's wand played a crucial role in his mission for Voldemort. He was tasked with the difficult and dangerous job of killing Albus Dumbledore. This assignment was a severe test for Draco, and his wand reflected his inner struggles and doubts. During the events involving the Death Eater's infiltration of Hogwarts, Draco's wand was used in pivotal moments, such as disarming Dumbledore on the Astronomy Tower. Despite successfully completing the task, Draco's inner conflict remained unresolved. Draco's wand also played a significant role in the final battles against Harry and his friends. One of the most crucial episodes was their encounter at Malfoy Manor, where Harry managed to disarm Draco and take his wand. This moment was fateful not only for Draco, but also for the wand itself, which changed its loyalty to a new owner. Losing the wand reflected Draco's inner changes and his gradual realization of the need to change his path. However, Draco's wand did more than just change its owner. It also played a crucial role in the final battle for Hogwarts, where its new loyalty to Harry helped him in the fight against Voldemort. This artifact, which once served the heir of the Malfoys in his dark deeds, became an instrument of victory over evil. After the war and Voldemort's defeat, the fate of Draco's wand symbolized his personal transformation. He recognized his mistakes and sought redemption, leaving behind dark ambitions and cruelty. The wand he once lost became a reminder of his journey toward a new phase of life, free from Voldemort's influence and the Death Eaters. In the post-war years, Draco dedicated himself to his family and efforts to correct his mistakes. He no longer sought power and influence, instead focusing on raising his son and building a new life. The wand, which once symbolized his ambitions and dark desires, became a reminder of his past journey and the necessity of staying on the side of good. The story of Draco Malfoy's wand illustrates how an artifact can reflect the inner conflicts and changes of its owner. It symbolizes not only magical power, but also personal growth, the struggle with one's demons, and the pursuit of redemption. Draco's wand became a significant part of his life, accompanying him through all trials and helping him find his true calling. Number 6. Neville Longbottom's wand. Neville Longbottom's wand symbolizes the remarkable transformation of an insecure boy into a courageous hero who played a key role in the fight against Voldemort. The story of Neville and his wand is one of growth, self-discovery, and dedication to his friends and cause. Initially, Neville used his father's old wand. Frank Longbottom, a respected Auror, had wielded this wand. It was a symbol of family heritage and his parents' bravery, but in Neville's hands, it did not reach its full potential. Neville often struggled with magic, which only exacerbated his insecurity. The old wand served as a reminder of his past and how difficult it was for him to follow in the footsteps of his heroic parents. During the Battle of the Department of Mysteries, Neville's father's wand was broken. This event marked a turning point in Neville's life. Losing the wand possibly symbolized the end of his attempts to meet others' expectations and the beginning of finding his own path. After this, Neville had to acquire a new wand, which was an important step in his personal growth. Neville went to Ollivander's shop to get a new wand. Ollivander's shop was renowned for its magical artifacts and personalized approach to each customer. When Neville finally received his new wand, it was made of cherry wood and contained a unicorn hair. Cherry symbolizes strength and resilience, while unicorn hair signifies purity and virtue. This combination was perfect for Neville, who, despite his struggles, had a big heart and unwavering spirit. With his new wand, Neville began to show his true capabilities. It helped him unlock his potential and become more confident in his abilities. During his 7th year at Hogwarts, when the school was under Death Eater control, Neville led the underground resistance. Alongside Ginny Weasley and Luna Lovegood, he revived Dumbledore's army and used his wand to protect students and organize the resistance. His wand became a symbol of hope and resilience for many students. Neville also played a crucial role in the final battle for Hogwarts. During this battle, he used his wand to carry out complex and dangerous tasks, demonstrating his maturity and mastery of magic. The most significant moment was the destruction of one of Voldemort's Horcruxes, Nagini, the snake. With the help of the sword of Gryffindor, which rightfully belonged to true heroes, Neville killed the snake, thus depriving Voldemort of one of his last defenses. This heroic deed showcased Neville's complete transformation from an insecure boy to a courageous warrior. His wand played a crucial role in this process, becoming an inseparable part of his journey to heroism. After Voldemort's defeat, Neville continued to use his wand for protection and helping others. He became a professor of herbology at Hogwarts, where he taught new generations of witches and wizards. His wand, along with his knowledge of plants and magical creatures, became a symbol of his new calling. Neville Longbottom's wand symbolizes not only his magical abilities, but also his personal development. It represents his resilience, dedication, and pursuit of goodness. Neville traveled a long path from an insecure student to one of the most respected and beloved professors at Hogwarts, and his wand was with him every step of the way. The story of Neville and his wand is an inspiring example of the importance of believing in oneself and one's abilities. Neville's wand became a symbol of his inner strength and ability to overcome any difficulties. This story reminds us that anyone, regardless of their initial doubts and failures, can become a hero if they believe in themselves and follow the path of goodness. The history of wands in the Harry Potter world is an integral part of the saga, revealing both the magical abilities and personal development of their owners. Wands are not just tools of magic. They symbolize the connection between the wizard and their inner world, reflecting their character, aspirations, and inner conflicts. Each of the described characters traveled a unique path, and their wands played a vital role in these journeys,